Why we get defensive. Understand this. Defensiveness is a reflex, not a character flaw. Here are the 6 most common ways it shows up with examples you'll recognize from the gym. So, before anything, if you are defensive and you always try to justify things, you're never going to achieve your results. So, almost 20 years of training clients, this is one thing I noticed. Instead of just, yes, you'll definitely feel vulnerable, but when you accept your mistakes and you put your guard down and stop playing defense, that's when you start to see results. Because you can't play defense and offense at the same time. I always say that. Okay, so here's the short version. When feedback feels like an attack, your brain protects your self-image first and your goal second. Self-image is very important. That's all defensiveness is. A bodyguard for your ego. Useful in a real fight. Not useful when your coach says your squat needs work. Instead of saying, oh, it's my back, or oh, it's the shoes, or oh, whatever. Man, you're never going to improve your squat or see results if you keep saying those things. Okay, so here are the 6 defensive moves. First is, it might sound like this. I don't have a problem. All right, so this is at the gym. My form is fine. I've always squatted like this. Why? Why do we do that? Admitting the problem exists feels like admitting we're not capable. So the brain simply refuses the premise. Next would be excuses. There's a good reason, I swear. So it sounds like I would have, but woulda, shoulda, coulda. I skipped my workouts because this week was crazy. Like every week. All right, that's what it sounds like at the gym. So why do we do this? It's a logic sounding story. Hurts less than saying, I choose not to. All right, the excuse protects the self-image of someone who would if they could. So instead of saying, oh, I don't have time, right? That's an excuse, right? That's being defensive. I prefer it when people say, I choose not to make time for exercise, or not to make time for eating clean and healthy, or not making time for proper rest and recovery between workouts, and I'd rather just party. I respect the person that can admit that they're not ready to change, rather than people in denial. It shows maturity. Okay, next is blame shifting. It's not me, it's my coach, it's my friends, they eat bad, it's whatever, right? That I'd eat better if my office mates stopped bringing pastries. So that's what it sounds like. So in other words, this isn't on me, right? So why do we do that? Moving the spotlight to someone or something else relieves the pressure instantly. Comfort now, stuck later. Okay? So yes, you feel comfortable now, but you'll be forever stuck if you don't change. Stop blaming other people, because ultimately, no matter what, it is your fault. What you do with your life is ultimately your fault. What is outside of your control is outside of your control. You can't do anything about that. We all have things outside of our control, right? It's not the point. The point is what's in your control, okay? Now, the next would be denial, okay? So it sounds like, oh, so I'm the problem, right? So it's like after they realize, oh yeah, you know what, that's probably right. And then they say, so I'm such a loser, it's me, right? So in the gym, it sounds like easy for you to say, coach, you get paid to work out, right? Now, why do we do this? When we feel judged, offense feels like the best defense. If the messenger is flawed, maybe the message doesn't count. So are you that person who likes to counterattack? In fact, we're not really attacking anyway, but I think that's the best term for it, counterattack. We're passing the message, and the messenger gets shot, essentially. Next would be minimizing. So the 5th defensive thing. So they say, relax, it's fine, it's nothing much. Don't worry about it. So at the gym, it sounds like it was just one cheat day, okay? A week. Okay, got it. Anyway, why do we do this? Shrinking the issue shrinks the shame. If it's small, we don't have to feel bad or change anything. Okay? So are you the type that would minimize things? Oh, it's just one day. Oh, it's just one cheat meal. Oh, it's just one meal. You know, one meal turns into one day turns into one weekend turns into 1 week turns into 1 month turns into 1 quarter turns into 1 year, and 1 year turns into your life. Right? It becomes your habit. So are you that person that minimizes things? So the last and the 6th would be shutting down. So it sounds like this. complete silence, subject change, or whatever, right? At the gym, it's ghosting your workout buddy after making 3 sessions in a row. Now, why do we shut down? Avoidance essentially ends the discomfort right now and quietly grows it for later. The conversation we dodge becomes the habit we actually keep. I really like that one. So, I just want to say that we all do this. Defensiveness isn't a personality type, it's wiring. 3 things are usually running under the hood. And understanding this actually made me feel a lot better. I used to think, why is it happening to me? Why me? I'm such a a-hole. I'm such a loser. Then I realized that we all do it. So first is ego protection. Your brain hears your habits need work as you need work. It defends your identity, not the facts. Second, listen if you're acting with your ego. Anyway, second, shame avoidance. It hurts less to defend than to sit with, maybe I'm not doing enough. Defensiveness is shame's bodyguard, okay? So, you feel shame. I'm going to go through that. And lastly is threat response. So the alarm systems can't tell your squat needs work from real danger. I really like this one. It's like our evolutionary mechanism, or it's the way we evolved, essentially. There's a lot of things that resonate with me when it comes to evolution and why we do certain things. And one of them is defensiveness. Another is fear of heights, fear of small spaces, fear of things that could bite us, that venom. So anyway, here's another one. It's a threat response. So it's either fight, flight, or freeze becomes attack, excuse, or shut down. So that's essentially the same thing, just semantics. So what's your go-to move? What should you do if you find yourself being defensive? Be honest, nobody's watching. Pick the one you reach for most. So if you deny, you can click on this, or if you're full of excuses, click on this button, blame shifting, counteracting, minimizing, or shutting down. And it explains all of it. So let's just go through denial, for example, because a lot of people are in denial. It's usually the first stage, right? Try saying maybe before no. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. You don't have to agree right away. Just leave the door open for 1 minute. Naming your pattern is already half the work. Okay? And again, just have to click on the rest to see what they mean. So the antidote, get curious. You can't delete the reflex, but you can add 3 seconds between the trigger and your reply. And I really like this because defensiveness is a reaction, right? It's not really thought. We don't think about it. We just do it, right? So first is pause, right? Just relax. Notice the heat rising in your chest. That's not an instruction. It's just a signal that your ego feels poked. So you're feeling attacked. Your heart is pumping more. You're already reacting because it's a threat, right? Not might be physical. It's not a physical threat. It's a mental threat. Right? It's a threat to your ego. So you're obviously going to react by defending yourself, just like it would be, for example, a tiger when we're hunters and gatherers. You just react. You don't think about, it's a tiger, it's going to kill me. No, you react, right? Faster than thought. Next is ask one question, number 2. What might be true about this? Even 10% true is useful. Curiosity and defensiveness can't run at the same time. So just ask. Give it some thought. Reflect, right? And number 3, separate deed from doer. A missed workout is a data point, not a verdict on who you are. Fix a plan, not your worth. Okay, so don't sulk, don't feel too bad on yourself. And I want to end it with this. Defensiveness protects your ego. Curiosity protects your progress. So choose the one that gets you where you want to go. Now, if you want to learn more about this and how to avoid defensiveness, contact us today and we can see how we can help. If you want to get this as well, contact us. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next video.